The FIFA World Cup, the biggest stage in the world today, got off to a thrilling start yesterday as Ecuador beats host Qatar 2-0 with striker Ener Valencia starring with a brace that could easily have been a hat-trick in the very first game. Now, save for VAR, today's games are shaping up to be even more exciting as the Three Lions, England, begin their bid to bring home a major men's football trophy for the first time since 1966. The finalists of Euro 2020 will surely be a team to watch despite injuries to key players like Reece James and Ben Chilwell. And today take on another team embroiled in controversies, Iran. Iranian players have been taking Europe by storm in recent seasons, with an Iranian taking home the goal of the tournament for the Champions League just 2 seasons ago. Nomendi will also surely be an eye-catcher in the Iran side, as will midfielder Sardar Azmoon. We have on the broadcast with us Sunil Yashkalra, founder of Indian Sports Fan, and our special correspondent live from Doha, Qatar, Patrick Green, who is on his way to watch the game in focus. Now, Sunil, take us through what is something that we need to keep our eye on and be on the lookout for.
Well, we've started the biggest sporting extravaganza on television, and Aarti, what do we have today? We've got the most decorated team, which is England, which is the popular team of the tournament, and you have Iran with their backs against the wall, and they are like the mighty giants from the Asian who are trying to just get inside and create the stir. And more importantly, we have Patrick Green with us, who's actually flown down all the way from London last night. He's in Doha, Qatar, and he's got some insights on his team, which is the England team, also how Iran is faring up for this game today. Patrick, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Patrick, welcome to the show. All we need to know is how good is England shaping up right now? On the papers, they are very favourite. The duo Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane have taken the confidence of the English team, and some critics say that this is the best team since 1966. Would you agree? What are the positives that are going for the team England right now, the Three Lions?
Well, since Gareth Southgate took over, he has led us to the best competition since 1966. We hadn't reached a major tournament final since then, and he finally broke that duck in Euro 2020. But now he needs to go one step further to put his name in the history books. There's a lot of positives. Harry Kane has to be one of them, won the Golden Boot at the last World Cup. But we have a lot of attacking options. Bukayo Saka has hit form for Arsenal. Phil Foden has looked exciting for Manchester City. There are other options as well, such as Mason Mount. Raheem Sterling is always an option, and Marcus Rashford seems to be getting back in form to Manchester United. So I would say the attacking depth is probably the main strength for England.
But what about the injuries that they've plagued into? You want to just highlight the negatives as well? That is putting English attack into a kind of a spot right now? Yeah,
well, there's been injuries, mostly in the defensive areas as well. You have to think about Reece James, a key player at right wing back, but more importantly, Ben Chilwell at left wing back, where there is less depth. Now, there is some good news that Kyle Walker, who has had surgery quite recently, seems to have made an absolutely miraculous recovery, but there are still questions on his fitness. And of course, if we hope that he's legitimately fit and not just been rushed back, because he's an important player. But the injury to Chilwell is certainly going to hit us, as well as Reece James.
We've spoken about the positives, the negatives. Let's look at the playing 11 today. According to the popular belief, what is going to be the playing 11 today?
Yeah, so this is, there's a lot of questions, I think. Everybody has debated it in the country. 60 million people have had their opinions, but only one person's opinion matters. That's Gareth Southgate.
Absolutely.
Jordan Pickford is very likely to stay in goal. Gareth Southgate trusts him. The first big question is whether there'll be a back five or back four. Southgate seems to prefer a back five. At right wing back, it seems that Trippier is
I'm going to interrupt you here. You just said back five or back four. Do you think Harry Maguire is going to be making the cut, considering that he's been booed in your country?
Well, that's one of the questions. Harry Maguire has been booed. He's quite popular, I think, amongst some England fans and less popular among others. Gareth Southgate's trusted him. but he's in poor form at the moment. I think that Maguire's just about not going to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But if I had to put money on it, I would say that it's likely to be Walker, Dyer, and Stones. That's depending on Walker's fitness as well.
Brilliant. Is he fit, Walker?
Well, we think so, but as I said, he has recently come back from surgery. So considering that the opponent's Iran, a lot of footballs to be played, Southgate might not risk him, but we'll see.
What about the goalkeeper? You want to talk about, is it Pickford?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most definite scenarios is Pickford. The other goalkeepers, Ramsdale and Pope, have had not too many chances for England. Jordan Pickford's been exceptional for us. He's been in good form for Everton as well. Gareth Southgate seems to really trust him, really liked by the England fans as well. And I think Jordan Pickford gets the nod, definitely.
We'll take a step back and focus a little bit about Iran. Iran has been your Asian giant for a long time right now. They've been they're ranked at number 20, which is one step below the Wales. And also they have something going for them is that they are big match temperament that they've played in the World Cup. Just take us through the Iran forwards and the midfielder, which have the country heavily depends upon.
Yeah, so the two players that I think that European football fans will be the most familiar with are Sardar Azmoun and Mehdi Taremi. They're the key players for the Iranians, and it's definitely a dangerous team. I think the way Iran play, it's styled to have a go against big teams. Very tight at the back and have strong forwards, so can play counter-attacking football. If we're not careful, there could be a nightmare scenario where we attack for most of the game, unable to break them down, and then they might score on the counter-attack. So we'll have our work cut out to beat them for sure. Asia is growing to be a strong zone as well. We're having a World Cup in Asia, so they might be more used to the conditions, the temperature. So certainly I think that with Sardar Azmoun particularly, Iran are a team definitely to be feared.
Well, Iran would definitely be playing in almost their home conditions. But what about the English squad who's already been here for some time now? And do you think, like you, have they adapted to the situation right now? How is the atmosphere out there, if you can take us through?
Yeah, well, they're professional footballers. You know, they train a lot. They're very fit people. They're in good condition, and they'll have played in heat before. Now, the training videos that the English Football Association released, they did seem to be struggling with the heat a bit. But now they've been here for a few days. Hopefully, they'll adapt. And look, it is hot for both teams. I went out, and you know, in England. You wouldn't even go out in the daytime without a coat. I went out at about 10 p.m. and just wearing a t-shirt. So the weather is very different. But look, as you're a professional footballer, you have to just adapt to the conditions and focus on your game. And I'm confident they'll be able to do that, but it might be a bit of a painful one for the lads.
We've spoken about the ambience and the opening ceremony we highlighted yesterday, but not taking the focus away from sports. How is the fan zone and how is the area and how is the atmosphere with the fans? Because they are certainly the walking currency for any sporting extravaganza. Do you think they've been treated well?
Well, I think there's obviously going to be different opinions based on different conditions. I can only speak for myself, and I think the way that I've been treated has been good. The people are very pleasant, and from what I have gathered, they're very excited to welcome people here. That said, I think that with the fan zone, I didn't get the chance to go to the fan zone because my flight was delayed yesterday. But it seems that they let too many people in and there was crowding, so there was a few safety concerns. But hopefully these issues happen at every World Cup. I hope to iron things out. Just thinking about other logistics, transport has been quite good so far. There was some concern about ability to get alcohol, but I went to a pub that was quite near and it was no problem. They were selling alcohol. The price wasn't too bad either. It was a bit of a premium compared to soft drinks. Overall, I think there's definitely been some issues, but there's issues at every tournament. And I don't think that fans have been treated badly. I think that having it during this time might make it harder because some people are saving for Christmas, might make them harder to come in the first place. But if they do come, I think that they'll enjoy it, or at least I certainly have.
Well, Patrick, the last word on this particular show that we want to get is, how is the England's confidence faring up before coming into this World Cup? How are they now placed? Because according to the pundits, they are number 3 or number 4. They are in the top 4 teams to make it to the World Cup final. What is your view, and what is it that is going for Team England right now? Fans want to know that.
Yeah, there's a lot going for Team England. As I said, the main thing is the attacking threat. Just thinking about the money as well, how much these players are worth. Grealish, Sancho, Kane. So not Sancho. It's the fact that a player like Sancho worth 100 million, he couldn't even get in the team. That's how many players we have. That's how tough the competition is. On the other hand, the team hasn't been in the best form, haven't seemed to fit their rhythm, got relegated from the Nations League. But before the World Cup and before the Euros, we had some pretty dour warm-up matches. I remember a 1-0 win over Romania, and everybody seems England were boring, but then we really hit our stride in our tournament. And that's the thing we have over previous England teams, the ability to play well in the tournament and that experience. So I certainly have high hopes for England. We can ease into this group. It's a tough group, but one we can get out of and hopefully get as far as we can. We're definitely a contender for this tournament.
Well, that was Patrick Green joining us from Doha. Thank you very much for taking us through what is happening inside Qatar, Doha, the football and the surround sound around it. Right now, please stay tuned for more.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.